And what is going on, everybody? My name is Travis, and welcome to SF Bay Area Sports Talk, and welcome to another 49ers preview. The 49ers taking on the Buffalo Bills in a Monday night battle coming up. It should be a great one. The 49ers coming off of a huge 23-20 win over the division rival LA Rams, and that was such a big win. You know, that game could have went either way, and for us to pull out that victory, it was so huge because it keeps our playoff hopes alive, and you love to see Mullens, continuing to get better. We're still going to go through some growing pains, as we know, but it's all about improving, and, certain parts of Mullens' game can improve, his getting better in the pocket and, making those throws. So, I'm confident in Mullens that he is the right man until Jimmy G can come back. And we have great news to report because the recovery is going very well for Jimmy Garoppolo. And it does appear he is set to return the second to last game of the year. And so what I do love that the 49ers have done is, with Jimmy Garoppolo's injury here, they're giving him a full 8 weeks to recover. And, that is absolutely huge, giving him the necessary time. I think, when you saw him come back the first time, after a couple of weeks of having not played, I think we can all agree that it was sort of kind of rushed coming back. And, obviously it didn't work out in our favor because he ends up getting hurt and now has to miss an extended period of time. But, this time 49ers are doing the right thing and waiting. And, I think when he comes back, you want him to be fully ready to go. And so, this is where I think we are headed. And it's very exciting because Garoppolo, to get 2 games in and what appears, hopefully, we're going to be making a playoff run. So again, welcome in everyone to the preview. Doing it a little bit late here, but want to get to this and to share this with all of you guys. So welcome in, Matthew Navarro. Great to see you, my good friend. How are you doing tonight? Hope you're doing very well. I'm just so beyond pumped up right now with the way this 49ers team is playing. We're going to continue getting into it. We're still buzzing off of that win from last week. Just so huge. And, the return of Deebo Samuel. I mean, what an absolutely incredible performance for Deebo Samuel to come back and to do what he did in his first game back. I mean, just incredible. He has a career performance, 11 catches for 134 yards. And, there's so many things that you can do with Deebo Samuel in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And I know in Shanahan's playbook, one of the best plays, my favorite plays with Deebo is, getting the ball in his hands. And as soon as he gets the ball in his hands, he is so explosive. So, you run kind of trick plays that whether it looks like it's going to be a running play or a pass play, and then you end up flicking the ball off to Deebo Samuel. You get the ball in his hands. The man is so explosive in the open field. And you saw it in the Rams game. There were some tackles. The one tackle in specific, he broke the tackle and ended up getting a ton of yardage afterwards. So, I mean, just absolutely amazing. And I'm so excited to see Deebo Samuel continue to get better, coming off of the amazing rookie year from last year when he had over 900 receiving yards. And, he is just an incredible monster out there. So you love it. And then we also have great news, too, because Brandon Aiyuk is set to return. So that is amazing news to hear. And, we're finally going to have the 3 offensive weapons for Nick Mullens coming up against the Bills. When we got Raheem Mostert at running back, we're going to have 2 of the 3 Yak brothers. As we know, George Kittle, best tight end in football, Deebo Samuel. Then we got Brandon Aiyuk. The 3 of them are the best Yak brothers. Incredible yards after catch performance. And, Kittle, also great news on his recovery. The broken bone in his foot is recovering nicely. So that is great news to hear. And Kittle appears set to return, I believe, the second to last game of the season. So we're going to get him in time for the Arizona and Seattle matchups. So that's huge. keep in mind, oh yeah, the Bills do love to blitz. So, absolutely true there, Matthew. And yeah, that's going to be interesting, the matchup, because, to talk about the offensive line for the 49ers, we have really, really struggled this year. And yeah, it has been really tough to watch at times. Opposing defenses have been putting an insane amount of pressure on our quarterbacks. And so, we've gotten a little bit better, in the last few games here, but it still needs a ton of work. And that's one of our huge holes. And, I think also it's probably a big reason why sometimes this year we haven't been able to get our running game going, is because when defenses are putting so much pressure on your quarterback, it really not only can, mess up things in the passing game, but also in the running game. And as we know with the 49ers, I mean, it is so key for us to have our running game going. And so, we're going to see how this 49ers offensive line can stand up there against the Bills, and that's going to be a good matchup. And, I really like our chances in this game. I know I'm not sure what the favorites are on the game, who's favored or so. But I definitely believe we have a great chance to win this game. I mean, you look at the Rams game, we played so well. And I mean, I've been so happy with the way this team, I mean, we've been through so much adversity this season. We've been hit with the most injuries in all of football this year. And I mean, despite all of that adversity, we've still been able to win 5 games and be 5-6 and, still in the wild card hunt. So just absolutely amazing. We got Hero Austin in the house. Welcome, Hero Austin. Great to see you here. How are you doing? Always appreciate you checking in. Great to see you. I know, from the channel from last year. So absolutely pumped for this game coming up and, continuing to look at this matchup. Yeah, I do think it's going to be a really close game. The Bills, if we're looking at them, they're having a great season. And Josh Allen, I mean, just a really talented quarterback. And so it's going to be, a good challenge for this 49ers defense. And this 49ers defense has been stepping up. They have really been doing a good job this year. I mean, they're, for example, the Saints game. I mean, they played well enough to get a win in that game, but it was the turnovers that really cost us. So, this 49ers defense has really impressed me. And, really they have taken that next man up mentality. And it's just been incredible to see. I mean, with everything we've been through, when you lose devastating injuries like we did on our defensive line, Nick Bosa and Solomon Thomas, when you lose those two guys, it can be so tough to bounce back mentally from a blow like that. But I mean, I've been really happy with the guys that have come in and they have stepped up. And, Javon Kinlaw, the rookie, he's been having an amazing season. And what an incredibly exciting moment in the game last week to get the interception, the pick 6. I mean, that was phenomenal and really, gave us a huge energy boost to kickstart the second half. Definitely running quarterback. So not worrying too much about that. Yeah, we have great experience going up against mobile quarterbacks. So that's what is, obviously we play in the toughest division in football, but the benefit to playing against Kyler Murray twice a year and playing against Russell Wilson twice a year is, that's 4 games every year that you're playing against, again, some of the best, if not talented, if not best, mobile quarterbacks in the game. And so that's huge experience. And, this is really where, it can be beneficial to us to have a, good game plan of how we can go in and kind of minimize the damage and stop Josh Allen. So yeah, I'm right there with you. I do believe I will, not too much to worry about that. Always love a fun challenge. And yeah, I'm so excited for this game and it's going to be a really fun one to watch. Now looking at, the 49ers defense been incredible of late. Richard Sherman returning last week. That was huge. He had 6 tackles and had the big interception as well. So, man, Richard Sherman, absolutely phenomenal to have him back. And there was recent news today, talking about the possibilities of Richard Sherman potentially coming back next year. And what I was reading, or the latest, is that it appears that it's going to be tough to get a deal done to bring back Richard Sherman next year. And, that's going to be due to the fact that, the salary, there's going to be a lot less, money made from this season, of course, as we know. So that's going to be tough. And with the 49ers having so many guys and so much talent on this roster that, we're going to have to pay and have to sign those guys up. It's going to be tough to envision if there's going to be enough salary cap space to be able to sign Richard Sherman to a good deal. So likely not to return, but, we'll still hold out our hopes. I think, like Richard Sherman said, he's really enjoyed his time here. And, I know he definitely wants it to happen to come back. But, like we said, with the situation with how many guys, we're going to need to take care of financially, it obviously, when you start looking at age range, so we're going to see what happens. But I would still give it, 20%, maybe 25% chance that Sherman is able to come back. And, we'll obviously know more once we get to the off season. But I think right now, let's try to finish this season just absolutely amazing and strong. And look, I really think we have a great chance, and I'm not giving up on this season yet. I still think if we can get into the playoffs, watch out the rest of the NFC. I mean, nobody is talking about us right now. And I think that's a good thing because, this way we can kind of sneak up on teams and what I think is teams won't want to play us in the playoffs. They will want to steer clear and far away from us. And really, we're going to go into the playoffs with, everything to gain, but nothing to lose, not having a lot of expectations on us to go deep. And even right now, not a lot of expectations that this Niners team can get in. And I think they will definitely. I really believe that we can find a way to get in. And we got Bearded Gunny in the house. Welcome into the show. Good to see you here, my good friend. Your Raiders having a good season. Happy for you guys. Obviously, as I know, having, when you've gone through losing whatever period of time it could be, it's tough. And, loyal fans stick with your team through it all. So, for all the Raider fans out there, that, I know you're enjoying this a lot. And, big credit to the Raiders. They've done a good job this year. And Derek Carr, he's really impressed. He's really taking it on himself to put in the work. So, I give my credit to you guys. And, best of luck the rest of the season. We'll see what happens. But let's D Ford. We got Sebastian in the house. What is going on? Good to see you, my good friend. Hope everyone's having a fantastic Saturday night, staying cozy because, man, it has been cold. We're getting into these cold winter burr nights, but, it makes it all the much more fun when we got football to go around. So, gotta go. Can't stay healthy. I'm right there with you, Hero Austin. It's been tough. I mean, D Ford, this is one of the signings or trades that Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, not one of the best moves that they've made. We always have, and I will say that, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, they are the best at what they do. I am so happy that we have them as our coach and general manager. They do such a great job. But I think the D Ford, that was one of the moves that we missed out on in terms of evaluating that. But hopefully D Ford can. I'm not sure to the extent if we'll see him this year, but we'll continue to hope for the best. See what can happen. Really appreciate that a lot. I always like to say what I think. As we all know, I always root against the Raiders, going back to the Bay Area rivalry, and even with the Raiders now in Vegas, still love the 49 Raiders rivalry. So always speak it how it is, so always honest about how I think teams are doing. And Thank you. Oh yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I love this jacket. Is really nice, and my grandfather actually had it, so he had it, and pretty much yeah, I was able to get it, and it's really comfortable, really cozy too. So it works perfect, especially right now. I'm in the garage. Appreciate that. Yeah, I know it's going to be a fun one for everyone, all football fans, checking out this game. So yeah, we are excited, and tomorrow gonna have a full slate of NFL games, and yeah, it's gonna be nice. We're not gonna be stressing about our game till Monday, so we'll enjoy all the games tomorrow, and hopefully we can get see Arizona, Seattle, and the Rams lose, or so we'll see. Weston Richburg, Ronald Blair, and D Ford are other people that are likely not going to return next year, is what I've heard. Yeah, I my first initial reaction, yeah, I can definitely see that. I haven't gotten to reading all of the latest reports, but reacting to Weston Richburg, it makes sense that he probably won't return. When we signed him, it was I really liked the signing at the time, but yeah, he has not been able to stay healthy. So it's been a struggle. Ronald Blair, he's looked really good, but also he's, dealt with some injuries. So, I think we'll be fine without those guys. But, it's crazy. I mean, this game, rosters can have such turnover. I mean, year by year, it's sometimes it's crazy. And, I mean, even this year, you think about what type of guys we were suiting up against the Saints versus last year. But of course, our situation, with all the injuries, that's why that ended up happening. But yeah. So let's see. Continuing to preview this game. I mean, the huge thing about this game is the weapons that we got going. So, Deebo Samuel returning, that was so huge for our offense. Deebo Samuel really helps open up so many things, not just in the passing lane, but then when you got the threat of Raheem Mostert to run the ball, you can really confuse defenses because they don't know, with Samuel as well, they don't know if it's going to be a pitch to Samuel, if Mostert's going to get the carry, or, if Mullen's going to roll off a pass. So, that's where this offense really does well. And, something that we do need to do, obviously, really a better job of is taking care of the football. I think this year in 49ers losses, our turnover ratio, I think we're -6 on turnovers. And in wins, we have a +10 turnover ratio. So really what it comes down to is take care of the football. And if you can do that, you're likely to win a lot of games. And, this year, like we've seen, the Saints game, an example, we play well enough to win the game, decent enough on offense. Our defense played well against the Saints, but the turnovers really hurt us and cost us that game. And, we've had some games like that where, turnovers have really hurt us. I think we're 28th in interceptions this year. So yeah, we can definitely take care of the football much better. Got a quick San Francisco Giants question. Do you think Giants will sign Ozuna? Oh man, this is a tough one. I in my opinion, I want them to sign Ozuna, but since we've heard that, the DH is not likely to return, we're going to, go back to the original National League style baseball, which I absolutely love. We're going to go back to that. But with that being said, I don't think that we will sign Ozuna. I think Farhan Zaidi really would have liked to have signed Ozuna if the DH spot was still going to be available. But, I'm really excited to see who Giants are going to get. I'm sure we're going to be having some big breaking news in the next couple of weeks. So really excited for that. But thank you again for the question. Let's see. Hopefully our offensive line can step up this one, especially McGlinchey. Right there with you, Matthew. McGlinchey, he has struggled this year. And, for him being a first round pick, and I think he was picked 7th overall a couple of years ago, the 2018 draft. He has not lived up to expectations. He's pretty much, he's taken a step backwards this year. His rookie year, he did very well. And I believe his sophomore season, he struggled, but he wasn't healthy completely that season. And so I don't know if maybe he hasn't been healthy this year and he's just kind of playing through it. But, we've seen him a lot of times get beat on a lot of plays this year. And, last game, I mean, I know he went up against Aaron Donald, but, Aaron Donald beat him on a lot of snaps. I mean, it was like consistently happening. So, we're going to really watch closely with McGlinchey and, offensive line, really, they need to step up, because, you can't win a lot of football games when you're consistently getting too much pressure coming to your quarterback. We'll see how this offensive line, how they do against Buffalo. But it's going to be a good matchup. So really excited for it. What about Trevor Bauer? Is that the most unlikely one? Don't want to get too much into doing too many baseball questions here. So because we're doing a football stream here, but to give a quick note on that, I do think the Bauer signing is likely. I do think it could happen. So I do think somewhere around $150 million it could be potentially, but we'll see. Farhan Zaidi, I know, is going to make a smart decision, so I know he won't just jump into anything very quickly. We'll see. I actually think 2021, but great prediction there, Sebastian. I really am right there with you, but I do think that 2021 is our year. And so, continuing to break down the 49ers preview with this game, it's going to be such a great matchup. And Josh Allen, really, he can run. He has the threat, and he's a very talented quarterback. And, Buffalo has done pretty good this year. They're 8-3, and they're making another playoff run. And last year they, when they lost against, I think it was against the Texans, and Deshaun Watson, that was a bit of a surprise. I thought in that game in the playoffs, the Bills were going to continue. So, you have to imagine this Bills team, they are hungry to get back into the tournament and, to make some damage this year. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Brandon Ayuk, who do you think is a better receiver? Great question here. I'm gonna have to go with Deebo Samuel for right now, and it's tough because Samuel's in his second year and Ayuk is in his first year, and both Ayuk is playing again, just so amazing and really kind of similar to kind of how we saw Deebo Samuel break out on the scene last season. Oh, let me get a drink real quick. But, Deebo Samuel's rookie year, he just went off last season. He had over 900 receiving yards. He was lighting up the stat sheet and continued to do so during playoff time. And Ayuk is having, similar performances. And also we've seen, his athleticism. The leap that he did over the Eagles defender into the end zone. That is a moment that we will never forget from Sunday Night Football. Although be it was in a loss, but Ayuk, he has given us so many of those exciting plays. And so, I'm going to have to say for now, Deebo Samuel. I do think Brandon Ayuk is right in the discussion, and both are really playing at such a high level. And you just love, these guys are huge weapons, the Saints game, think about it. We were missing, we didn't have Samuel or Ayuk or Kittle. So, we were missing all three of the Yak brothers. So the fact that now we at least have two out of the three, and, potentially with Kittle coming back the second to last game of the year, so the last couple weeks, we're going to have all three of the Yak brothers. That's going to be incredible for our offense and huge. I'm calling it. Raheem Mostert will have 3 touchdowns of rushing this game. Absolutely love this call, Sebastian. This is a smart call here. Raheem Mostert is due for a big game. All right. His first game, he had, 45 rushing yards returning. last week. So, 49ers, yeah, we could have did a bbit more better in the running game. And so I think we were definitely going to get it going this game against the Bills. So I'm right there with you. I think, Mostert's going to have a big game, and we'll see him have, 3 rushing touchdowns. That would be huge, and that would be getting that done in a win. We got Bob Money in the house. How are you doing, Bob? Great to see you checking into the show, and so glad that you guys joined us here. Especially with it being late here on a Saturday night. And so, yeah, really appreciate it a lot. I love doing these hangouts with you guys and talking 49ers football and getting pumped up for the game. And we have so much to be excited about. I love it. You couldn't ask for anything better when you're still in it, right now. With us getting that win against the Rams, it at least gave us another week of survival, because right now we're in playoff mode. At this point, we can only afford to maybe lose one game the rest of the year, and maybe not even that, because I think 10-6. Yeah, I mean, we would love to do that, but I do think if we can go 9-7, we can still sneak into the wild card in the playoffs. And so, I really do believe we have a good chance of that. So it's going to be really exciting. Hoping they can work something out with Sherman. We need that kind of leadership on defense. Absolutely right there with you, Matthew. And, Sherman, I mean, there's so much. I mean, you almost can't put a price tag onto how much value that Sherman provides. I think the deal that he ended up working out with the Niners, because Sherman's his own agent, was a $30.5 million deal for 3 years. So really solid deal for Sherman, getting $10 million per season. And, his leadership is so huge, and he's almost like having a second coach basically out there on the field. I mean, literally, because Sherman has that ability to read play calls at the line of scrimmage. So, he can relay information to, other 49er defenders. And, you've seen it, I think, in a game last week on a play by the Rams, a running play. Sherman was able to identify the play and, went in and made the tackle instantly. So for, like a 3 or 4 yard tackle of lost yardage. So, I mean, Sherman, there's just so much value he provides. And I really hope that the Niners can work something out, and, maybe even something in the middle, maybe not necessarily a cheap contract, but a decent enough that Sherman's getting good money, but also maybe he's willing to take a mini pay cut, because he loves his time and has enjoyed it so much in San Francisco. So, really hoping to see Sherman back. For me, I mean, it's such an incredible story. I mean, for us, always rooting against him. He was the nemesis in Seattle. And, for me, I went to the Thanksgiving game years ago, Niners and Seahawks. So, I remember that feeling when we lost 19-3. And, they beat us really bad, and Sherman ate the turkey on the field. I haven't forgot that. And then the NFC Championship game with Crabtree, breaking up the pass. It's crazy how we go from all of that to absolutely loving the guy, and, couldn't be happier when he signed. And then to see him, not only that, but to play at such a high level. You sometimes see guys, they've made the big money, or, they're getting older, and you see their play really diminish. But with Sherman, you didn't see that. You still saw him play at such a high level. And even last year, I know he was probably maybe 85% healthy, recovering from that Achilles, and, still producing out there. So, Sherman's, I think he's still going to be playing for quite some time. So, I hope we can really bring him back. Such a great IQ. Just wish time could go any faster. I mean, the NBA season's right around the corner. So, right there with you, Sebastian, right now, we just have, we have football going, but, baseball's in off season mode, hockey and basketball. So, it's a different time, right now. So, excited we're getting some football tomorrow. And what a time right now for the 49ers. One of the most challenging seasons that we've ever had to go through. And also, how are you guys thinking about feeling that we're playing in Arizona now? I mean, it is crazy to think that we're the next couple games at home are going to be in Arizona, and just another obstacle that we got to get through this season. But whatever seems to be thrown our way, 49ers, we're able to take it in stride and respond in the best way possible. And, that's what you got to do, have strong mental toughness. And that's what this 49ers team has. And I mean, I think a lot of teams in the NFL, I mean, you suffered the most amount of injuries. A lot of teams would have threw in the towel on the season. They would have stopped playing hard, or, it would have been too much for them to overcome, but not for this 49ers team. I mean, to be 5-6, we're right there in the thick of the playoff hunt, in the playoff race. And, to do that after having gone through all the adversity this year, it is just incredible. And, this group, this team is so close-knit together. The guys love each other. They love competing out there for one another. And, when you see a football team have a brotherhood like the way this team has, that's what can really push you over the top. And, to do what they did like last week against the Rams, I mean, mentally, I mean, during that game, I was watching it, I had to have a moment where I was thinking to myself, I had to like mentally prepare, like if we don't win this game, our season could potentially end today. And I mean, late in the fourth quarter, Rams started to come back. You didn't know how things were going to finish out. So, absolutely phenomenal to pull out that victory in such a close game and to sweep the Rams. And now we've done it in back-to-back seasons. So, we got Sean McVay figured out in that Rams team. And let's see. Last week resumed coming back from in person. We're going back on. Okay. So best of luck there, Sebastian. Really tough times now with the, distance learning. It's tough out there. So we all got to just keep doing our best out there. Hope they can at least decorate inside of State Farm Stadium to make it feel like home. Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be weird to see that and, see our games played at State Farm Stadium, but at least it's a red, the Arizona Cardinals, they got the red color. So, the stadium is going to look kind of like Levi's Stadium. And I mean, we'll see if they can do some decorations. And it's I think the funniest thing is if you go on the Wikipedia page of State Farm Stadium, you can actually see the Niners as a team that the venue hosted 2 games. So we're in the history books now forever for this season. So, kind of a weird way to be in the history books, but, it is what it is. And just another thing to say, adversity that, we've had to overcome. Besides the Niner game, what is the game of the week to watch this week? Oh man, that's a great question. Let's see, I can pull up the schedule here and, looking at some of the matchups, let's see what I think. The LA Rams and Arizona, I think that's going to be a pretty good matchup there. Division rival matchup. And, I'm going to be intrigued to see if the Rams can, whether or not they can bounce back. I mean, I think they suffered a big loss against us. So, it seems like any NFC West division matchup is always going to be a really phenomenal game to watch. So, there's a lot of good games, going to be on tomorrow. Let's see if I'm looking what else. So I see Seahawks are taking on the Giants. We'll see if New York can pull out a miracle in that one. And so you got some missed matchups here on the schedule that I'm seeing here. But as we know, really good matchup, Cleveland and Tennessee, both of them are 8-3, having great seasons. So a lot of fun football to see tomorrow, and I'm gonna enjoy watching with my family, and hope everyone out there is gonna enjoy tomorrow. It should be another fabulous Football Sunday. Not as much like, oh yeah, yep. Yeah, that's true. The State Farm Stadium, yeah, I think they got the roof and stuff. So, as you can see the background here, yeah, it's a really intriguing stadium. And man, I mean, I'm pretty impressed with SoFi Stadium, in Los Angeles. They got a really, really nice stadium, and I'm excited to be able to go there for a Niners and Rams game, when fans, of course, are allowed back. And, hope, it's going to be awesome to meet a lot of you guys at future 49er games. We're definitely going to do, some type of meetup at a game. And, man, that will be awesome. And so, a lot to be excited about in the future. And also on the channel, I'm hoping to be also doing some giveaways for you guys. So, we'll be giving out merchandise and things like that. And, because really, I got to give back to all of you, because, I wouldn't be here without each and every one of you. And, you guys are the reason that do these videos, and it means so much to me. So I love hanging out with you all. And man, so yeah, we're going to be wrapping up this preview here. Quick, short preview, and really excited about this matchup. And look, I still really believe in this 49ers team to make it happen this season. Things are coming together at the right time right now. We're getting guys healthy. And, we're going to have hopefully most of our complete team together by the time we suit up for the playoffs. And I mean, that's really our best chance to make a deep run this year is, get into the playoffs, have all of your guys back. If we have Jimmy Garoppolo, we have Raheem Mostert, we got all three of the Yak brothers, Kittle, Samuel, Ayuk, and, we have our entire complete offense and all of our weapons. I mean, this team is going to be so explosive and can do a lot of damage in the playoffs this year. So look, the rest of the national media, they're not talking about us right now. And man, they're not going to know what's going to hit them coming at the end of the year. So this team is coming after the rest of the NFC. And it is going to be really exciting to see. We got Judith. Welcome into the show. Got an Arizona Cardinal fan. Really appreciate the support. And yeah, best of luck to you guys too in your matchup with the LA Rams. And I can't wait to play against you guys in a few weeks. Man, Kyler Murray, such an exciting, talented quarterback. So really awesome out there. And so, yeah, best of luck to you guys. Hopefully we can keep Josh Allen in the pocket. Yeah, that's going to be tough, but I do think we'll do a good job of that. This defensive line, they have been doing much better. In fact, Kerry Hyder Jr., man, he has been having an amazing season this year. This is an absolute must re-sign for the 49ers. Re-sign this guy to a nice 2-year, 3-year deal or 2-year deal. And man, he's been doing very good. I think he had 2 sacks the last game. He's been putting some serious pressure on quarterbacks. And yeah, this defensive line has been doing really, really good, much better here of late versus earlier in the season. And so we'll see if they can keep that up. And yeah, I think that will be huge. To limit a mobile quarterback like a Josh Allen, to keep him in the pocket and then, get those sacks and yeah, try to get some rush throws out of him. So we'll see what can happen. So yeah, offensive line is the main priority. And yeah, I think so. If we're looking at what is probably the biggest key to a 49ers victory, I think you're definitely right there, Matthew. And because, we've seen, again, this offensive line this year, they've been very inconsistent, and it's been a struggle. And so, you just hope that as game by game, as they kind of build a little bit of continuity, that they can build off of that. But yeah, it's been tough. And if they can put together a solid game, I don't think we need to get, you don't need to buy too much time for Mullins, with us having all of our weapons. I do think, with Kyle Shanahan and using his playbook, I do think we can kind of, as we do such a good job, out scheming opponents, so I think we can get guys in the right place and, be able to get some big plays and, So yeah, the offensive line doesn't need to do a phenomenal job, but they can do just okay, decent enough. I think it will be good enough to, give us a good chance to win this game. I do expect the 49ers. I think we will light up, you put up a lot of points. Buffalo is a good defense, but I just think with all of our weapons, I think, with how explosive we are, I think we'll go in there and, score a lot of points. And yeah, then it'll be up to our defense to contain Josh Allen, to minimize the damage. And so, yeah, I think this is going to be a really close game, hard fought game, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Appreciate that a lot, Judith. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. They need to get the running game going to tire out the defense. Absolutely huge. Yep. Nothing more I enjoy than when you control time of possession. I mean, when you play sports and you've been on the field, when I was doing at my job, when I was working at In-N-Out, we did like a basketball tournament. And I'm telling you, I had not gone up and down the basketball court. I mean, I don't even know in how many years, but I was exhausted. So, defenses, if they have to stay on the field for a long period of time, I mean, they're getting gassed out there. And the more that you can tire out the defense, you want to get them to where, yeah, they're just gassed. They're gassed. Then you start continuing to wear them down. And that's what a great running game can do. And with Mostert, I mean, what's really crazy is incredible. Mostert, he actually has leading the NFL in yards per carry in like the last 2 seasons combined. So he's averaging 6 yards per carry, Raheem Mostert. I mean, that's just incredible. 6 yards a carry. You'd be happy with, like 3.5, 4 yards kind of, because, if you can get 3-4 yards on first down, that sets you up at 2nd and 6, 2nd and 7. To be averaging 6 yards a carry, the dude is a beast. And, for him to have bounced around 7 teams before finally breaking through with the 49ers, I mean, just what an amazing story. And Mostert, yeah, and the key for him is just to stay healthy, because when he's healthy and he's playing out there, he's so instrumental. And I mean, he's a big reason why this Niners team traded Matt Breida. I know at that time, a lot of us didn't, like the trade of Matt Breida. Breida was clocked in at 24 miles an hour last year in a game against the Cleveland Browns. But when you see Mostert and see what he can do and see all these big runs that he breaks, you understand kind of what went into the thought process of, trading a Matt Breida. And so Mostert just huge out there. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I love your profile pic, Matthew. Really awesome out there. I think it's so cool how we all can have our profile pics. And as you guys know, I love mine. The classic Travis Ishikawa walk-off. In case you guys didn't know, but that is my YouTube profile picture. That was actually a picture of me in the bleachers, just going, yeah, just going crazy when, we got the walk-off and won that game. So yeah, we're going to be winding up the show here. So thank you so much again, everyone checking into the show. If you're just joining, be sure to rewind and start from the beginning so you can get caught up on the show. Really fun show as always. I had such an awesome time with all of you. Really love hanging out. And again, I'm excited to meet a lot of you in the future. When we can go back, or fans are allowed back at games. So should be awesome. Can't wait. And also want to give an update. So on Monday, I won't actually be streaming the game. So I'm still going to be recording my reactions for you guys. But I'm going to be watching the game with my mom and dad. So, we won't be streaming the game, but we will, of course, always be doing 49ers post-game live. And I'll be coming for the post-game about 45 to 50 minutes after the game. So what I'm going to do is upload my reaction video. And once that's uploaded and everything, then we'll be doing the post game show very shortly. So thank you so much. Really appreciate everyone. Sorry I joined late. All good, Jacob. No problem. If you want to check it out, be sure to, you can skip through the stream and things like that. So really appreciate everyone, and let's get this win on Monday, and hope everyone enjoys the rest of your Saturday night and enjoy your football Sunday tomorrow. Really appreciate all of you. See, we got some more. We got Big E checking in. Welcome in. Of course, yep, best of luck to your Seahawks, Big E. We'll see if the Bills, whether they'll get the win or not. But yeah, it's going to be awesome. Coming Monday, 49ers and Bills on Monday Night Football. The entire world going to be watching us as this 49ers team is continuing to make their run to the playoffs. It is happening, you guys. We're going to make it happen this year. We're going to get this win one game at a time. Mullins continuing to get better. Let's see him put a great game together and minimize the interceptions and minimize the turnovers. And we got this on Monday. Peace out. Stay faithful. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jacob. Appreciate that. And appreciate everyone checking in, all of the faithful and all of the football fans out there. Thank you so much, everyone. So really appreciate it. And if you haven't done so, hit the thumbs up button. Really helps out the channel a lot. So thank you so much, everyone. I really appreciate all your support. Your guys' support has just been so incredible. Your likes, your comments, your engagement. I love doing these videos and streams and hanging out with you all. So have a fantastic one. And let's go Niners. We'll see you guys later. Go Niners. Woo!